Hey, what's up guys? Justin here and welcome to 65 Drums. Today I want to talk about a very common problem a lot of electronic drummers run into. If you're setting up your electronic drum sets so they're just like crammed together, that completely messes up everything. And let me try to explain this with an email that I recently got that I think really illustrates this very well. So Sean recently emailed me and said, "Hey man, love your channel. It's been invaluable for helping me choose the right digital kit for my acoustic drummer kid. Thanks, by the way. I'm glad this channel has been helpful. Apparently, she has an acoustic drum set but wants to practice at night. She's 16 years old, has been playing for 3 years, and she's already a beast burning through tool tracks and other heavy stuff. So she picked up a TD17 KVX, just like the one I have behind me right here. So I'm actually experiencing this in real time with you here. She hasn't had that much time on the kit yet, but is struggling big time in playing it. She can go from playing a perfect tool track on her acoustic drum set, but on the digital kit, she keeps smacking the sticks together and hitting the tom rims. The kid has gotten frustrated and discouraged, so I'm trying to encourage her to slow down and be patient as it's a completely different platform. And that is also true. If you're switching over from a grand piano to a keyboard, that is a completely different experience as well. That's what my mom actually did. She was an amazing grand piano, upright piano player. And then when she switched over to keyboards, even ones with weighted keys, you can try as hard as you want to make the digital product as similar to the acoustic product as possible, but there's always going to be a slight disconnect. It's going to take you some time to jump over to that new platform, which she did, and I'm sure your daughter can too. So at the bottom of the email, Sean goes on to say that maybe this is an accuracy problem. Are there any sort of accuracy warm-up routines that she can do? Or what's the problem here? Is there a fix out there? So when I returned Sean's email, I gave a couple of different ideas on what might have been the issue. Maybe it was this, maybe it was that, maybe her accuracy was bad, but I also said it might be that your drum set is set up way too cramped together. It might be too compact. She's used to playing on an acoustic drum set, reaching way over here for this crash cymbal, reaching way over here for this floor tom, and then she sits down to this electronic drum set, and all of a sudden, she's playing like this because there's no need to really move your arms around, and that throws off her aim entirely. What if you move the drum pads a little bit farther apart, open up the drum rack to be as wide as you possibly can, move that hi-hat up on the stand, make sure the toms aren't literally sitting right next to each other, and that might help her overall accuracy and aim. And apparently that ended up being the problem. See, here's the thing. If you're always overreaching, 5 inches when you're trying to hit the, tom 1, then just move the tom where you keep accidentally hitting, and then magically, you'll hit it every single time. If your sticks are, constantly hitting into each other, like he said in the email, it's probably because your snare and your hi-hat are just way too close together. So either move your snare down or move your hi-hat up on the stand, or both. So I totally agree that it is a process to learn how to play acoustic drums and electronic drums really, really well. It takes some time to switch back and forth between the two, but there's a lot of crossover there between the skills. So practicing on an electronic drum set does help you in the long run, especially even if you just consider the rudiments. If you're always, learning the rudiments on your electronic drum set, that stuff does cross over to the acoustic set. Why else do people practice on little rubber pads? You see acoustic drummers who hate E-drums practicing on this 8-inch little rubber pad. They're just doing rudiments. They're doing paradiddles and doubles and triplets over and over and over again, and yet they don't like electronic drums. That doesn't make any sense. Electronic drums are always useful, but it still does take some time to switch back and forth. Now, my strategy to help me switch back and forth really, really quickly is number one, make sure you don't go freaking 6 or 12 months without touching an acoustic drum set. No matter what you do with your electronic set, you still need that acoustic touch every once in a while. So try to just play an acoustic drum set at least every couple of months. That way you still have that connection there and it's quicker and easier to switch back and forth. But the second thing you can do is just set up your electronic drum set to be as acoustic as possible. For me, I've gone all the way where I have acoustic shells, and then I have mesh heads that feel like acoustic drum heads, and I have sensors in there. And then for the hi-hat, I have a hi-hat on an acoustic hi-hat stand, and even my ride cymbal is actually a low volume metal cymbal that has a trigger on it. So there's different things you can do, but especially opening up your drum set and putting it in acoustic size positions, that really helps as well. Okay, so the end of the story here is that Sean emailed me back and said, "Hey Justin, it totally worked. We took a measuring tape to her acoustic drum set, we measured the distance between her snare and her toms and her cymbals and stuff, we went back to the TD17 KVX, we positioned everything to be the same distance as her acoustic drums, and magically the drum set is way easier to play now." I'm gonna guess it's not 100% the fix, but apparently it still goes a very long way and makes it much more comfortable to play, especially for someone that's switching back and forth between acoustic and electronic. Okay, so there's two things I wanna mention before I end this video. The first thing is that I'm not going to try to tell you how to set up your electronic drum set. I've given you suggestions in this video, but if all you play is electronic drums and you don't care and you just need something that's very compact, or maybe your electronic drum set is fixed in place on a certain drum rack and you can't move it to be larger and take up, more space, that's completely fine. This video is just about suggestions. Electronic drums is all about freedom. Set up your drum set however you want. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But the last thing I want to say is that if you can, I would try to set it up to be a little bit larger, because you don't want to be that guy that's amazing on electronic drums but can't play crap on an acoustic drum set. That just makes electronic drummers look bad in general. You want to be the guy that can switch back and forth and still look good and play well on either platform. That's just my opinion. And then it goes for keyboard players too. You don't want to be that keyboard player that's amazing on this like Roland piano but sucks on an actual baby grand. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Take it for what you will. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoy this kind of video, and I'll see you all in a few.